Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Thursday, 9th March 2017. I'm Fredicia Liebert. Junior Lewis Newton, aka Badman Polo, has won the $500 award from the Nevis Culturama Committee for being the first artist to release a soca song for Culturama 43. Newton released his song Do Them on Tuesday, 7th March on Von Radio's Let's Talk program.
You know, I always try to release early. Last year I had a song that they called Buck It Down. And I think it did very well, because the feedback from the people, you know, Calypsonians, I think it should have been taken further. I should have been in the semi-finals, but unfortunately I didn't make it. So the remarks that I got guide me to write this song. Me and the writer, we get together and we wrote this song, Do Them.
He then spoke about the production of the song.
Well, the writer is a guy that they call Curtis Liebert, that I work for a long time, maybe 12, 15 years. He have a lot to do with the song, because it's he who write the song, he arranged the song. I mean, the musician come in and do the thing, yes, but he's the guy who will write the song, sing it, send it to me, and I will just go and learn it. The song was released at A-ATM Studio in Stony Grove. The musicians are Wes and Strings.
Executive Director of the Culturama Secretariat, Abernathy Liebert, was on hand and congratulated Polo on his release.
On behalf of the Culturama Committee, I want to say congratulations to you for being the first soca artist to release for Culturama 2017. And we'll be looking forward to your release of your Calypso song.
Lewis will enter the Groovy Soca Monarch elimination with his song, Do Them. A delegation of educators and students from the states of Indiana and Florida are currently on a Caribbean cruise and earlier today stopped in St. Kitts. The team, guided by Augustine Merchant of AICA, today toured agriculture interests on the island of Nevis.
I'm a professor at Vincennes University, and we have 3 students that are doing a study abroad studying this and going to do a report back in Indiana. And then the other people with us is all agriculturists, and we have our 2 team leaders, our guides here from Florida, and he is with the University of Florida also. So we're hitting 2 states.
The group was welcomed by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Eric Evelyn, who did so on behalf of the Minister of Agriculture, Alexis Jeffers.
I would just like to take this opportunity to warmly welcome all of you to the shores of Nevis. I trust that you would have had a pleasant journey over, and we are so delighted that you would have chosen Nevis to come and look at agriculture here. We understand that you're actually on a cruise visit to the Federation, and you decided to come over to Nevis for a few hours to see what agriculture is like here on the island of Nevis. We have planned a little tour for you, which includes a visit to the abattoir, some greenhouse production, our propagation unit, the agro-processing center. You will also visit a farmer, and you'll also see some of our local onion production as well. So even though the time is short, we have tried as much as possible to ensure that you can see a little bit of what is happening in our agricultural landscape on the island of Nevis.
The team of 12 began their visit at the abattoir looking at meat and livestock production with Garfield Griffin, and later moved to the Prospect Experimental Station, where Acting Director of Agriculture Randy Elliott gave an in-depth tour of the facility. The Nevis High School's championship will make a comeback after a 12-year hiatus this coming Saturday 11th and Sunday 12th March at the El Camino Tonito Willett Park. The 3 schools who will be participating include the Charlestown, Gingerland, and Nevis International Secondary Schools. Facilities Manager Raymond Smith spoke about the ongoing preparation for the track and field meet.
The ETW Park would be at high standard in terms of preparation. We have already marked in the field from previous sports, but we're going to make some added adjustment. We also want to mention too that I think Mr. Blackett mentioned somewhat of it, that the security aspect would be at high standard. We have the police. We also have some local security that would enable us to facilitate and have the meet at the standard.
Principal Education Officer Palsy Wilkin pledged the Department of Education support of the meet.
I do endorse the activity, the high school championship taking place this coming weekend. I do want to commend the organizers for introducing this meet, this very important meet. After 12 plus years of being dormant, we now have the Nevis High School Championship once again. And so I just want to wish everybody well. Once again, thanks to the organizers who have been working so hard in getting this meet off the ground once again.
The track and field meet begins at 1 p.m. at the ETW Park on Saturday 11th and Sunday 12th March. The admission fee for adults is $10 and children $5. Still to come,
we must ensure that criminals have no hiding place.
the details after this break.
This April 7th and 8th, get yourself to Owali Beach for the 2017 Nevis Blues Festival. As the sun goes down, party to music by Ian Siegel, Deanna Bogart, AJ Gent, and many more. Regular boat services will connect St. Kitts from Frigate Bay and Reggae Beach direct to the festival. Find out more at nevisblues.com.
Welcome back. With the Nevis Division of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force boasting a 56.43% crime detection rate for 2016, Prime Minister the Honourable Dr. Timothy Harris has now issued a call for every citizen to play a greater role in the further reduction of crime in the Federation.
And my hope as a Minister of National Security and as Prime Minister of our beloved Federation is that we as a people will do our part to create a society in which criminals have no hiding place. I want to repeat that. We as a people, whoever we are, wherever we are, whatever we do, must ensure that we do our part to create a society in which criminals have no hiding place. They must not hide in the neighbor's home. They must not hide in the yard. They must not hide in abandoned properties. They must not hide in political parties. And they must not hide in our churches.
Prime Minister Harris told those gathered at the occasion's entertainment arcade at Pinnis Industrial Site Nevis for the 14th Annual Constables Awards ceremony and dinner on Saturday, 4th March. The Honourable Prime Minister said in his opinion, there are three pillars that hold up the foundation of a safe and a secure society.
Law enforcement, of which the police is a critical part, the family, and the people. The people, of course, is a reflection of the society. We rely on a secure society to create the right foundation for economic growth and prosperity, where each and every citizen and resident can flourish and make a positive contribution to the well-being of all.
The National Security Minister stressed that the full support of the people is important to the psyche and overall morale of the men and women who serve and protect them. We're almost at the end of the scheduled calls for the 2016-2017 cruise season on the island. Director of Marketing at the Nevis Tourism Authority, Devon Liebert, spoke about the upcoming cruise ships that will be calling on port.
Tomorrow, Friday, March 10th, we have Club Med 2 with 386 passengers. Also on Sunday, March 12th, we have the MS Hamburg, and they're going to be here carrying about 400 passengers. And then on Wednesday, the notice that we would have given out would have said Thursday, March 16th. However, there has been an update for Wednesday, March 15th. The Azamara Quest will make its final call on Nevis, and we all know that the Azamara carries 686 passengers. This is our busiest ship, our taxi drivers and our artisans would benefit a lot from this major ship.
Liebert stated that there has been a slight change in the schedule.
Once this week is completed with these major calls, we're going to be having another 3 scheduled calls on the books, and the last call is expected on March 28th, which is Sea Dream 1. We also had a change on the schedule. The schedule would have indicated that Star Flyer will call on Nevis on Sunday, March 19th. There will not be a call on that particular day, so we just want folks to take note of this. Star Flyer will not be calling on March 19th.
Liebert also stated that the 2016-2017 cruise season was a successful one.
It was a very successful season. We had an additional few calls over what we've had over the last season, and we would have seen about 6 to 7 unscheduled calling on the island. So we are very happy that we were able to see these passengers coming to Nevis, and we are hoping and expecting that the season 2017-2018 would be an even more successful season.
Director of Sales and Marketing at the Nevis Tourism Authority, Devon Liebert. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Freddie Liebert. Thank you for viewing.